Yo, 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 what it do, y'all? It's your boy, Steven James, your drunk uncle, and we back up in this thing. Gang, what's today, Sunday? Yep, we streamed yesterday, right? Yeah, we did. We sure as fuck did, and now we right back up in this thing, man. What we playing today? We'll find out. But, you know what comes first. Alright, so let's talk about this, guys. So if you're in Discord, you already knew ahead of time. If you be, up on game, peeping up in the Discord and all of that, you know what we talking about. If you just saw it here with the motherfucking title, you see what the question is. And I want to know what you think is the most important thing in a relationship. And I mean, like, you had to pick one thing. Don't die, bro. It's bad for your health. Only for a second, though. Only for a second. Then nothing else matters. Oh, there's a Discord, you guys. Thank you, Invictus Ass, for getting that posted. Alright, so to answer the question, I have a top two things. Nope. There's no top two. There's no top two. You can only pick one. That's for everybody. I don't want to hear your top two. I don't want to hear your top three. You can only pick one. So out of those top two, you gotta pick one. They're both equally important. You gotta pick one. And now listen, guys. This is not me saying like if you could run a relationship single-handedly off of one thing, like no, it takes a combination of things to make a successful relationship work, man. To make any relationship work, it takes a combination of things. It's never gonna be one thing that's the thing that will make or break your relationship, or that's the one thing that will that will not necessarily not make or break. Cause I mean, if your top three ain't like fucking deal breakers, and they can't be that fucking important. But so yeah, let's just get that straight. We're not saying if you had one thing in a relationship, what would it be? I just wanted to know, what would you put above everything else? Are you saying you got two that's equal? You're gonna have to flip a coin. There's no data communication for me out of my top three. Okay, boom. So communication. We got Invictus Ash. It be loyalty for me out of my top three. Bars. Fucking bars, kid. So okay. I'm not gonna ask the kids to comment, cause it just is what it is. But okay, communication, loyalty, top three. Okay, why? To both of you. Invictus, loyalty, why do you see it as like, why is it so important? Why do you think it's the most important? I want your answer, your genuine answer. Weeb communication, number one out of top three. I want to know why. Tasted funny. You can be loyal all the time. If the other person is insecure, it doesn't matter how loyal you are unless you can both talk about it to make each other feel better. Hey, sometimes, man, if only it was easy enough to just talk to a motherfucker. But you right, because I mean, you got to communicate. And okay, that was her comparing loyalty, but yeah, I'm reserving. I'm not giving no opinions about what I think right now. Not yet. But okay, you can be loyal all the time. But if that's right, you can be loyal to a motherfucker. And we could probably do that with anything. We could probably do that because on the same foot, like I said, it's not a one size fits all. Like, because at the same time, you could say You know, what did she say? Communication is my number two. But I need someone that's loyal first and foremost. But open communication is a huge component of in any successful relationship. Like if they think you're cheating but don't talk about it with you and they get an attitude and there's gonna be tension, you're not gonna know why. Hell yeah, and it's gonna be really weird because of what my number one thing is. But you know, I'm holding off. But you're right, cause and I mean everything kind of goes back and forth because you could say, you know, you could be loyal all you want, but if a motherfucker is insecure and think you're cheating, and y'all not communicating, then you know it's gonna crumble. Or you can also say, yo, you can communicate all you want, but if you're a cheating fucking piece of shit, it ain't shit to talk about. You know, like. But no, I recognize that. But I mean, those are both good answers. I feel like both of those are top three answers. Like I think we can all agree, like in our top three, both of those were probably there. Communication and loyalty were probably there, right? Communication is super important. I feel like communication is it's the biggest problem in relationships. Yet it's the most underrated skill that people like to fucking, you know what I'm saying, talk about when it comes to relationships and shit. Like communication is it. Like motherfuckers think just because we're loyal to each other, just because we take care of each other, we pay all the bills, and, you know, all of that shit. What up, Destroyer? What's cracking? Welcome to the talk. We might as well get your answer, bro. Welcome. How you doing? How you doing? Right now, we want to know, what do you think is the number one most important thing in a relationship? And there are no ties. There are no top threes. You can only pick one thing. It's a double-edged sword, but if the person thinks you're communicating too much, they can take it as a bitching at you. Oh, that's just ridiculous. And that's what I'm saying. Communication is super duper fucking important. First of all, if somebody constantly bitching at you, or they constantly have to talk to you about shit, like, I mean, maybe you need to take a big step back and look at things. Cause they shouldn't have this many fucking problems with you. You know, it ain't even a double edged. I feel like, man, once you realize that communication is essential, like the person who gets upset and be like, oh, you're bitching, they're the person who don't want to deal with it. They're the person who don't want to fucking listen. For real. Cause like the one thing I want my girl to do anytime she has a problem with me is open her mouth and fucking say something. I don't want her to act a certain way. I don't want her to get reserved. I want her to open up her mouth and say, hey man, this is how I feel about such and such. You know what I'm saying? Like, so as somebody who really sees that as big and as powerful of a tool that it really is to like to be successful and happy in a fucking relationship, like I love it. Communicate with me like a motherfucker. Communicate with me. That shit makes everything run nice and fucking smooth. People think just because they're not cheating, or just because they, you know, like I said, they take care of their financial responsibilities, they there for their kids, that like the relationship is just gonna be good and happy and all that shit. No, y'all are gonna fucking have problems, and it's all gonna have to do with communication. All of it is gonna lead to poor communication. For real, I've been a nagger real bad, and I had to learn how to communicate. Yeah, and that's the other thing. You can't be bitching. Like, don't be bitching. Like, if you can't just talk and have a conversation. Because if somebody say you bitching and you're not, then they're just looking for an excuse to cop out, or they want to argue, they don't want to fucking deal with it. But if that's really how you coming all the time, man, why the fuck you always like communicate properly? It ain't just about communicating. It's about communicating properly, and also you gotta recognize who the fuck you dealing with. Like, I feel like you should treat people the way you want to be treated in general. But when it comes to certain people that you know and you love and all of that shit, and you have like, you should treat them different. Like my girl, no, I'm super blunt. I don't care if she can't hurt my feelings. She can just say whatever straight up to me. You know what I'm saying? And I need to not be in the mindset of like, oh, I wouldn't mind, or I don't think it's rude or anything like that. When I'm communicating with her, I try to, come at a way that she can take what I'm saying and digest it. You can't, you got to be considerate. Respect is probably pretty hard on the list. Yep. I like that, Destroyer, because I didn't expect anybody to say that. AKA, I'm sensitive as fuck. Yeah, she's sensitive as fuck. And I'm a really blunt person, so it's like, you know what I'm saying? I had to, like, learn how to talk a little bit. And it's still rough. You know what I'm saying? It still be kind of rough, but, like, she be like, it'd be funny. Because she'll recognize that, like, I'm trying to, like, be softer. But in reality, it's not that soft. But for me, it's like, oh, he trying. At least any kind of way we can shift the mood for sad, uncomfortable, or feeling attacked. The last thing you want is to make your partner feel attacked, cause you want them to embrace what you're saying, right? You want them to listen. You want a motherfucker to listen, right? Then come correct. And if you upset, then don't talk, and be able to at least communicate that. Even if you got to put your whole fucking attitude on pause to be like, look, okay, I have it. Because I have to do this sometimes. Look, I'm upset. I got a fucking attitude problem. Even if it's not her fault, it could be something else. I might not even know. I don't even know why. I'm just irritated as fuck. So please just don't joke around, play with me right now. Kind of just, just kind of chill. She won't be walking around, because we some goofy motherfuckers. We do a lot of goofy shit. But if you're not in the best mood, you ain't for that shit. Or I just be like, don't, keep the bullshit to a minimum, because I'm going to snap on your ass like you really did something terrible and you really didn't. It was just the last straw. So just chill, just let me have some time. If you need to talk, be like, yo, I'm at a point where I can't talk. I feel like yelling and screaming. So let's just fucking, I'm going to go over here. You go over there. I'm going to talk to you when I get ready to. And just don't talk to each other, man, until you ready. Both of you. You don't get just to just decide, I'm ready, so we gonna talk. No. Have the respect for the other person to, like, everybody be ready to talk. Because if one person ain't ready to talk, it ain't gonna be a talk. Y'all gonna be arguing, you're getting nowhere. If neither one of you are ready, guess what? You know the outcome, you're not getting nowhere. There's a difference between listening to goddamn listen and listening to argue. Being able to ask, yep, because some people don't respect that shit. Like, they be so mad, they be like, I don't give a fuck that shit. We finna talk about this right now. It's like, no. And obviously, whoever, people acting like that, you're not ready to talk. You gotta be ready to talk. I've been through years and years of arguing and getting nowhere. And you know what? The first time, it wasn't even the first time. I just realized that we always argue. It's always a cycle for us. We argue, and this isn't just me and Ash. It is, but this is like every relationship I've ever been in up until now. We fucking argue like a motherfucker. We be mad at each other for hours. It don't even matter. Like, we arguing. Then eventually, of course, you calm down, and then somebody goes, "Yeah, I'm sorry for this." Or I'm sorry for that. Or they don't. They just be like, look, man, they just open the conversation again. But, like, in a talking way. And then in that moment, from there on, you guys are talking about it and you guys are listening to each other. And you guys aren't fighting. You're getting down to the bottom of it. And one day I just woke up and said, well, why don't we just skip the first part? Why don't we just skip the first part? And you know what? It's been working very well for me ever since. So yeah, that's me on that. Okay, guys, so now that we've gone through everybody's shit, e.g. What do e.g. mean, babe? I be seeing that shit, but how would it be? I don't think I ever knew. I think I just see it. But okay, my ex tried to get me to wear and do stuff I didn't want to, and I made it very clear I wasn't comfortable in this argument. Was, you're a girl, you should want to, and I'm your boyfriend, so why wouldn't you want to make me happy? What the fuck? It's either I don't wear the damn dress, or you shut the fuck up, or you're gonna find yourself single in the next 10 seconds. Pick one. Either way, I'm not wearing a dress, motherfucker. So hey, yo, that's first of all. I mean, dude, nah, man. First of all, you're a girl. You should want to, nigga. What the fuck? Stop it. And I don't like. I don't think it's a problem. Like I don't think it's an issue to be like, yo, man. I would like it if you wore more shit like this. Honestly, I feel like if he would have approached it differently, he could have definitely got you in the dress. Because there is an aspect, and you know this, and I know this, and Ash knows this, and anybody in a relationship or that's pursuing somebody right now or has ever, you know that you do want to make this person happy. Putting on a dress, I'm sure, is a small sacrifice for you to make your nigga happy. And I am sure that under the right circumstances, you wouldn't mind making that sacrifice. If you wouldn't be willing to make that sacrifice for your significant other, then good luck. Because I'm positive that there are going to be bigger sacrifices that you're going to have to make for your relationship. But to see that nigga's, to see how happy he is, that, you got on you to look sexy for your nigga, like, come on. Come on. Like, I feel like he could have got you in that dress. His approach was absolutely fucking horrible. It was more the case of he asked and asked and asked and asked. And you gotta see, like, that's not it, bruh. That's not it, bruh. That is not it. All you got to do is talk about how you would love to see her. I'm sure if he just talked about how much he would love to see you in a dress every now and then, maybe pointed out dresses like, I really like this one. You might have fucked around and saw a dress that you like. I'm just saying, bro. And even with that being said, he's got to understand that you don't owe him that because you are you. I feel like that's one of those things you can't ask somebody. You can ask them. You can ask them, but if they say no, guess what? We're going to take it back up to my boy Destroyer. Respect that shit. If I want to see my girl in something, I'm like, yo, baby, I'd love to see you in this. Don't you want to put this on for me, yo? And she say, no, I'm not comfortable wearing that. Okay, damn, all right. It was worth a try. But like, ain't nothing wrong with asking. But if a motherfucker say no, respect that shit. Ooh. Nah, but for real though, it's a solid, oh damn, looks like I gotta go back here to read it. It's a solid technique Unc took on the, wait, what did I take? Took on there because, as we said before, I'm emotional and hell, so as hell. It's smaller on this phone. I've been look, I got my apple juice now. All right, I'm emotional as hell, so he'll get to where he has his peaceful bubble. Oh yeah, and I'm not finna puncture that shit. Facts. It's impenetrable. And it's solid reminder to take my ass on the other side of the room and calm the fuck down so we can actually have a conversation and talk about it. Yes. Invictus, she's one of those people who doesn't quite realize how upset she is. She's like, I'm not mad. I'm not upset. I don't have an attitude. No, I'm here. I'm ready to talk. I'm ready. I'm ready now. You're like, hell no, bitch. Anyways, where was I? Oh yeah. Yeah, the impenetrable bubble. The impenetrable bubble. We can talk about that right quick. So if I'm doing fine, I'm in a good mood, and something has her in a bad mood, and she's kind of taking it out on the world, I just choose not to deal with her. Like, that's my bubble. Like, if I, talk to you, embrace you, and I see that, like, you're not in the best mood, I'll just, I'll keep my good vibes over here. You keep your not so good vibes over there. We don't want them mixing. I don't want my shit getting tainted. I will literally just stay in my little fucking bubble, man. And she does eventually get in. She calms down. She can get into my bubble when she ready. And, sometimes you just gotta get in your bubble. But sometimes people don't allow you to have your fucking bubble. Sometimes you can't just go to another room or be on your own. Like, some people are fucking like just... Some people are a lot less mature than others. Let's just say that. First of all, let me just say this. Don't be that person that is too upset or frustrated or your pride, whatever. Don't be that person that you can't give your significant other space when they fucking ask for space. Whether you feel like they're being dramatic, they don't need it, they're like, give them their fucking space. If they want space, give it to them. And to the other person that just wants some fucking space, if they're not giving it to you, take it. Fuck going to the other room. Just leave. Leave. Get in your car, drive. Go to your mom's, go to your friends, go get some lunch, go to the park, walk around the block. Leave. Demand your fucking peace. Like, and I ain't gonna lie, if the relationship is too toxic, throw that whole shit in the trash. Throw that whole shit in the trash. If you can't even leave the crib to get some fucking peace of mind, you know, that's just, I'm just gonna say that that's not something that I would tolerate. That's all I'm saying. Initially, though. Okay, so we talked about everybody who decided to have something to say said something. Invictus came, she said loyalty. Weeb said communication. Destroyer said respect. I absolutely love all of those answers. It's really crazy because those are all like top, it's like I said before, it's always going to be a combination of things. You can't pick any one of these things and think that you're going to have a successful relationship with it. So, and that even goes for what I'm about to say. Because my number one, and I did want to get everybody's opinions first, but my number one is going to have to be trust. I say, do you really love them? Yeah, right? He's talking about love. Fire Master throws love in there, and love is very important. Love is very important. Love is extremely fucking important. But, and love is, love is a must. Depending on, it just depends. It just depends. Because I can't really say love is a must, because even if you're in a romantic relationship with somebody, you don't have to love them. You could not be wanting nothing serious. You could just want the company of a woman. And all, like y'all can, there are really relationships where people are not looking for anything serious, and they don't have serious relationships. It's kind of weird, but that's you looking for. That's the fuck you looking for. I get it, but love is super important, especially to a serious relationship, a committed relationship that you're trying to like make work. Love is extremely important. Don't even let me downplay it. Damn, it's crazy, because would I even put love in my top 3? I say there's a top 5. I say there is no top 3, there's a top 5. And love has to fucking be there for any real serious relationship. Romantic or otherwise. I'm just saying that. But number 1 for your boy, Stephen James, is going to have to be trust. Because trust is just like, I feel like trust is the most important thing. I just do. I feel like, and just like I say, these things can go back and forth and all of that. I feel like there's a big argument for trust. Because first of all, and this is a point I made to myself this morning. First of all, before we let's just, it's the foundation. It is. Love is not the foundation. Respect is, definitely a part of that foundation. It's the foundation of society. Respect is the part of the foundation of society. It's what makes society. But I feel like trust is really that thing, simply because, like I said, it's the foundation. It's trust before anything. Like, if I go out and I meet a girl and I'm like some creepy ass motherfucker, and I'm whatever. Like for some reason she thinks I'm strange, I'm weird, I'm creepy. Like, she's not even gonna give me her phone number. Like, I don't trust this motherfucker. I'm not finna get this motherfucker my phone number. You gotta trust the motherfucker every single step of the way, and the trust doesn't do anything, but it has to grow exponentially. I gotta trust you to give you my phone number. I gotta trust you to even give you my address so you can come and pick me up and take me out on a date. I gotta trust you to get in your fucking car and let you take me. You know what I'm saying? And then if you are in a serious relationship, all of these things you're talking about, love, goddamn communication, respect, none of that means anything if like there's no trust in a relationship. If you're not cheating, y'all should have no problem, because he should trust you, she should trust you. There's no reason your significant other should think that you fucking cheating on them if you're not. You know what I'm saying? Unless there's some kind of misunderstanding that it's just coincidental and it's understandable in that sense. But like, you gotta trust the motherfucker. And if you don't trust the motherfucker, you lose that and you lose it all. It don't matter. I would rather trust the person that I'm with than even love the person that I'm with. Even if I'm for some reason I live with this person, and whatever, we in a relationship, we doing our thing, like I gotta fucking be able to trust you whether I love you or not. Even if we have to, where we oh shit, whether we dating or we figuring this thing out, like I gotta be able to trust you, and you fuck that trust up, and none of that other shit matters. Love can't save it. Goddamn communication can't save it. Oftentimes, like trust me, there are cases with people where the trust is broken, but it's like they still get back to a place where they trust you. If you have somebody that you cannot trust at all, in my opinion, none of that other shit's matter. It don't matter how much I love you if I can't trust you to not stab me in the back, not to fuck another nigga, not to take my money and run off with it. If I can't trust you, and that goes for girlfriends, friends, business partners, all of that shit. Any kind of relationship you think of, trust is pretty much going to be the foundation, and if that's not there, it's going to be fucked up. It's going to be fucked up. And like I said, not every relationship is going to end because of a motherfucker not trusting nobody. It's people in relationships right now that don't trust each other. But guess what? Those are not happy, healthy, successful relationships. We talking happy, healthy, successful. She might give you her grandma's number. That's fucked up. She don't like her grandma. She gonna give do y'all remember the fucking, what is it, like the rejection hotline number? Y'all remember that shit?
Yeah.
The rejection hotline number. You call that bitch and they be like, you got this number because you got rejected. Yo, you know what? I'm blessed to say I have never been given that number. Like, I got it because everybody was talking about it, and I'm like, what? And you get it and you call it, but no, I have never like got a chick's number and like been like, oh hell yeah, and called that bitch, and it was the rejection hotline. I know, we need to try to find it, bro. We need to bring that back. I bet you kids these days don't even know about the rejection hotline number. We bringing that shit back. They don't call each other though. We got to make it a text thing. So when you text me, be like, what? This is the rejection hotline. But yeah, I like everybody's answers. And there's no right or wrong answer. Like, like I was telling Invictus, like people are going to have different answers than the answer I got for sure. And they're going to stand on that, and they should. Because what's important to them is going to be important to them. What's important to me is what's important to me. But, I feel like I just, I feel strongly about my opinion, like, because I know what I would want personally. I'd rather be in a relationship a million years. Well, okay, I mean, dude, it's like, I'd rather be in a completely, like, long-term ass relationship with somebody that I can fucking trust. I've chosen because of certain reasons, and I can trust them for that every single fucking day I wake up. I would rather have that over everything else. Over every fucking thing else. And loyalty really, really ties into that, but at the same time, it really don't. Because to me, loyalty is like on some like faithful type shit. Like if we just talking about loyal, like you loyal to me and me only, you ain't fucking with nobody else. Like, I feel like that's a little different because the motherfucker could be loyal to you, only fucking with you, but still siphoning off your fucking money or putting poison in your food every day with a fucking insurance policy on your ass. But if I never had to question my significant other's, you know what I'm saying, trust, like, I think that right there is it. But that's just my fucking opinion. Everybody's got their opinion. I hope everybody, is soaking that shit in for y'all youngsters too, for sure. Because you're going to have to deal with this shit, man. And you're going to find yourself in situations where you get mad, you get upset about something that your significant other did, said, something you saw. You're going to get upset about something. And instead of being like, hey, look, we got to talk, I got a problem with some shit. You're going to just get an attitude. You're going to start pouting. They're going to start asking you what's wrong. You're going to say nothing. A small problem is going to turn into a big problem. You're going to find yourself doing it. You've already done it. I've done it. We've all done it. Chose to act out instead of communicating. Man, I feel like communication is that golden fucking ticket, man. If you can communicate with your significant other, y'all should be able to get everything else in line. If communication doesn't handle every single thing in this top 5 list, then it's time for you to maybe move on. Give that person some time because they're not ready to be in a committed relationship. You know, if and even furthermore, let me not even say that because once again, if communication, like he has preferences, like and I know you're not in here right now, but if your boyfriend was like, or your ex or whatever at the beginning when y'all got into a relationship, he was like, yo, I like my girlfriends to wear dresses. You could have been like, well, hey, I don't fucking wear dresses. You're never gonna catch me in one. And y'all communicated. Y'all didn't come to a compromise, but y'all at least was able to get everything out on the table and decide to move on. You know, I'm just saying. So it ain't always, communication ain't always gonna be what makes sure your relationship is happy or fixed or whatever that. It might be the thing that determines that, hey, maybe we shouldn't be in a relationship together. But regardless, communication is the key, is the golden fucking ticket. But the foundation is trust. You break that foundation and everything else is just gonna crumble. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what you've built up. You break that foundation of trust, and I'm telling you right now, it's gonna crumble. Even if she or he stays with you, it will never, ever, ever, ever be the same again once trust has been betrayed in a significant way. Like to an extent, there's no coming back from that shit. So just keep that in mind, y'all. Let's try to be the best people we can be. Let's try to be the best people for the people that we out here trying to get. Thank you guys for showing up to another episode of Blunt Talk. I fucking appreciate it. I appreciate the dialogue. I love you guys. Thank you guys. What the fuck should we play?